Born without hands and feet, 22-year-old Saube Kandeu of Neno district is constantly trying to prove to the world that disability is not inability. Despite doing his best to be a self-reliant and productive citizen, financial constraints remain his constant headache. A strange hush engulfed the maternity room at Neno District Hospital on July 1st, 1999. According to his aunt, the silence that engulfed the room was courtesy of relatives who were touched by the fact that the baby they had for 9 months and 16 days waited for had no hands and feet. How would he farm, eat? More questions lined up. Surprisingly, despite being born without wrists and feet, he always starts his day by doing any household work, just like any other person without physical challenge. Seated on the veranda of a dilapidated house in the high-density township of Chirimba in Blantyre, Saube narrates.
I was born without wrists and feet, and like everyone else, I want to make the best out of life. That is why, despite having no feet, I do not have problems with mobility. I can walk and cover long distances, and on top of that, I do many things by myself. The only thing that demoralizes me is that people look down upon me. I have braved discrimination from the time I stepped in standard 1 at primary school level. Often, classmates could come hard on me, either through attitude or brazen words. Some of them could tell me off in my face. Even school authorities, those who are supposed to know better, would reinforce prevalent perceptions, often without knowing it, I believe. For instance, I could be sidelined during sporting activities because people thought I could not play, say, football, even though they knew I wanted to.
However, the Form 3 dropout is not surprised that, despite his efforts to fend for himself, his labors are often misunderstood. He said in Malawi, discrimination is an in thing, something people wallow in without regret, let alone a hint of shame.
I have gone through it all. In truth, discrimination contributed to my dropping out of school. As we speak, I have been denied many opportunities to do piecework simply because people judge me based on my condition, and never based on the potential I have. I do not give up though, never will. If I could be trained in electronics, I would try to meet my needs because, honestly, there are a lot of things that I like. And if there could be a chance of being assisted by well-wishers, all I would need is funds for training in electronics and capital so that I can venture into small business.
For starters, Kandeu can farm, sew, and compose and play music, which he is passionate about during his free time. And he dreams big, more so because he allows his thoughts to wander about. Financial constraints limit his potential though. Kandeu is not short of admirers, one of whom being Federation of Disability Organizations in Malawi FEDOMA Acting Executive Director Simon Munde. Munde, however, bemoaned that government has not fully embraced persons with disability. He wondered why, up to now, the country is still using Handicapped Persons Act of 1971, which he said needed to be reviewed.
To most of those persons with disabilities that have relied on other people to be doing things for them, within their hearts they know they have abilities. They know within their hearts that they have abilities. So the message to them is that, colleagues, take yourself just like any other person.
Community Development Minister Patricia Kaliati commended Saube for believing in himself, adding that it is people like him who should be supported to meet their dreams.
These are the people whom we can totally support because we know that they'll be leading as role models to parents who are having persons with disabilities that they need to be sending their children to school and even training them in different skills.
Malawi has over 2 million people with disability, representing 13% of the total population, according to National Statistical Office indicators. However, most of them are visible in streets where they beg for money and sometimes material resources in a last-ditch attempt to support their families.